julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 julep, pop 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 woo.
With that said, welcome Forbes Shannon to the stage. Did you pay all these people? Thank you. You guys are an excellent example of all the things I'm really grateful for in my life. Give it up for yourselves. No, man, my life is awesome. I get everything I want. I get you guys who pay to see me tell stupid jokes. I get to call all these comics on the lineup my friends, and my inner circle, my friends, my family, my girlfriend. You guys have been nothing but incredibly loving and supporting, and I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. So I was writing all the things I'm grateful for in my stupid little gratitude journal, and I was trying to figure out, I'm turning 30, how do I get everything I want in my life? And I don't know. But what I do know is what I didn't do to get everything I want in my life. My looks have nothing to do with it. Fucking nothing. We have mirrors in my apartment. I know what I look like. Okay, if you look like this, you don't even have to be charming as fuck. Okay, that's what. You better be fucking funny. It's a survival mechanism. Like, for example, I used to go to this gym right over here. It's an F45. It's a group training gym. What that means is that while you're working out, all these trainers are walking around. They're talking to you. And at this gym, everyone's just fucking really hot for some reason, And there's this one coach, she's on like the cover of like fucking fitness magazines and shit, and she's talking to me a lot, and I'm like, I think coach is into me, And then one day in her class, I'm working out, and she's talking to me, and then I see myself in the mirror. And then more importantly, I see her look while she's talking to me in the mirror, which is like, I was like, this was the gym session where I was gonna ask her out after. Then I set the weights down. I was like, why do you talk to me so much? She's like, I talk to you because your form sucks. And I was like, oh, I thought you were flirting with me. Turns out I'm just a liability for your gym. I thought you wanted me to blow your back out. You're worried I'm gonna blow my back out. I get it. I mean, I'm like a Tempe 6. Like, I'm a Scottsdale 5. But I am a one-on-one conversation in a quiet place 10. Okay? I know what I stand. I've never gotten a girl because of my looks. I've never been standing across the bar like. And some woman's like, I need to suck that guy's dick. That's never happened, that's never gonna happen, Like, anytime I miraculously took a woman home from the bar, I don't think the next day her friends were, like, excited, I don't think they were like, hey, Jessica, did you fuck that guy last night? I think they're more concerned. They're like, hey, Jessica, did you fuck that guy last night? My girlfriend says I have a silver tongue. Yeah. Which means that, like, I speak in an influential and eloquent way. But I have a silver tongue for both sets of lips, huh? She told me not to do that joke. She was like, that's too gross. But whatever. Enjoy the visual. No, I do have a wonderful girlfriend, and we lived together for 6 months. Thank you. I learned a lot living with my girlfriend. The first is, she's there a lot. I don't really know what I expected when I said, let's move in together, you know? But I didn't realize that when she says, I'm coming home, it meant to our apartment. You know what I mean? And when she's not there, you know what it is? Her hair. Oh my God, her hair is just fucking floating in the atmosphere of this apartment. You know, like I'm minding my own business, drinking my coffee, writing my stupid jokes, and then all of a sudden I'm like, like even when she's not there, she's there, dude. I woke up the other day with one of her hairs wrapped so tightly around my balls that my stomach hurt, okay? I looked down at that, I was like, I'm gonna need to cut myself out of this shit. I can't really complain though, because I'm a hairy dude. Like I have a shocking amount of chest hair, like a amount of chest hair. I got it, dude. If I said I got it, that's a happy trail, bitch, this is a forest, okay? In my experience, 4 out of every 5 girls likes chest hair, but 0 out of every 5 girls likes back hair. And that's just a survey of the 5 girls I've fucked. Yeah. To ask my high school date to prom, I shaved prom question mark into my chest hair, and then I said, yo girl, I got something to get off my chest. She said yes. She's gay now, I think it's unrelated, but you good? Welcome to the show. Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah. This is my special. Thank you. Yeah. You'll forever be in my memory. No, the second thing I learned, like my girlfriend and I, we went to the grocery store and I bought shampoo and she was like, babe, don't you want body wash? I was like, for what? Do you put body wash on a dog? No, you just shampoo that whole fucking thing. The second thing I learned living with my girlfriend is that her dog becomes your dog. It's a beautiful dog. It's an awesome pit bull. His name is Moose because he has no idea how fucking big he is, you know? Like he walks into a room and it's like just like how Godzilla walks into Tokyo, you know? Like he walks past the coffee table, he's like, fuck your laptop, you know, right? No, I love the dog, I do. And when we're all together, he plays his role. But when she's not there, he's what I assume having an angsty stepson is like, you know? Like, I'm walking him, I'm like, go potty. He's like, you're not my real dad. It's like, come on, bro. Oh, dude, the third thing I learned living with my girlfriend, the shower. Oh my God. We were going through a bottle of Drano a week. I was like, yo girl, we gotta figure this out. And so now she does this really cute thing where when she's in the shower and hair comes out, she takes it and she just fucking slaps it on the wall. I open up my shower curtain, it's like a fucked up first grader's art project. Like a serial killer's trophies, dude. She's writing stories to me in hieroglyphics, you understand? Like I open the shower curtain, I'm like, oh, I forgot, we're at the Natural History Museum. This is what a woolly mammoth looks like. Speaking of woolly mammoth, I did that bit last weekend. This woman came up to me at the meet and greet after the show. She's like, do you know who you look like? I was like, no, who? She goes, Sid the Sloth from Iceland. It's not a fucking compliment, lady. Speaking of roommates, the comic before me, Rashad, I lived with Rashad for 6 years. Give it up for Rashad. Rashad and I lived together for 6 years, like, Rashad, and you get the live show all saw, but just for the tape show, Rashad is a 6'6" black man who's built like a refrigerator, okay? But not like a new refrigerator. Yeah. Like you're built like a garage refrigerator, you know what I mean? Garage fridge. Yeah, go back to the garage, bitch. Keep moving. It's like somehow been around for 70 years and the beer is exactly 33 degrees, you know? No, Rashad's built like a garage fridge. Thank you for bringing him up, because it's important for the next couple of jokes. Yeah, when you live together for 6 years, you know what you have? All of the dirt. All the dirt. There's fucking no secrets, you know? And he had an ex-girlfriend who was just out of her mind, and I told him not to date her, still did. And not the one he referenced in his set. No. See, now this is being weird. His mom's here, but get ready. She made up all these despicable lies that definitely weren't true, and she filed a restraining order against him. But we didn't know that she filed a restraining order against him. So one day, I'm going to work, and I get in my car, and then 2 police cars pull up. And I'm like, oh shit, is that for me? And I get out, and the cop goes, are you Rashad? And I'm like, bro. Obviously I'm not Rashad. I think we can agree Rashad looks like a Rashad and Forbes looks like a Forbes, you know? Then he goes, Rashad home? And I've known Rashad long enough to know how he wants me to answer that question, and he wants me to lie. And I was like, no. And he's like, why is his car in the driveway? I was like, if you knew that was his car, why'd you ask me if I was fucking Rashad? I'll go get shot. You know? I tried, you know? I go inside and I knock on his bedroom door and I'm like, yo, shot. And he's like, don't knock, cops knock. I was like, funny you said that. They're here right now. And these cops are super cool and they're talking to Rashad and they turn to me and they're like, you can go to work. And I was like, I can't. Because 70% of the reason this guy wants to live with me is we signed an agreement that if the police are ever here, I'm here. Okay? Because I look like a Forbes and he looks like a Rashad. Okay? We lived together for 6 years, including COVID, which it's like, that's like if you're doing time and then for 3 months you're in solitary confinement. You know, like, that house got real small, you know? Then of course the George Floyd thing happened and we decided that we were gonna go to a march and he was like, what do we bring to the march? And I was like, believe it or not, I'm also very new to the civil rights movement. But the thing I read online said we bring bottles of water and we wear masks because, you know, it's a fucking pandemic, you know? And so we decide on a meeting point. He goes with his friends. I go with 7 white women, as you do when you go to a civil rights march. And we get to the meeting place, and Shad jumps on my back. And I can tell it's Rashad because I can A, recognize his voice, but more realistically, B, I can smell him. You know? Because if you live together that long, you know the smell, right? And the 7 white women that I'm with start losing their shit. They're freaking out, and I got angry. And I was like, hey, you're the fucking reason we're doing this march. It's your fucking prejudice that a black guy jumps on my back, you think he's hurting me. We're fucking best friends, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah. And then I turn and I look at Shad to apologize to him, and this motherfucker's wearing a ski mask. I was like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, you said wear a mask. I was like, you can't possibly think that's what I fucking meant. Then I turned back to the women, and I was like, my bad. Anytime you see somebody in a ski mask jump on my back, it doesn't matter the color, you fucking freak the fuck out. We had a pit bull when we lived together, because we got robbed. That's a whole bit, I'm not gonna get into it, but we got robbed, and so the next day I went to the pound and I said, I want the oldest pit bull you got. Because I want a pit bull so we don't get robbed again, you know, but also I don't need a 15-year commitment, you know? Oh, whatever, that's pragmatic. I rescued a 7-year-old dog from the pound. Nobody else wanted him. We thought he was stupid. It turns out, il habla español, you know? We got him on Mesa, I guess it makes sense, you know? I'll never forget when he was like, yo, we got him on Mesa, you think? I was like, no, dude, I go, siéntate. And that fucker sat down. I was like, oh! He's not stupid, he's smarter than we are! But I would walk that dog around the block just to let people know that I had a living, breathing, pooping handgun, you know, right? I'm not gonna get robbed again, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, it made me feel really, really powerful walking that pit bull, you know? But nothing compares to the feeling you get when you go out to the bars with Rashad. Because, oh my God, dude. I am invincible when I go out to the bars with Rashad, dude. I can say whatever I want to whoever I want with fucking no repercussions. You know why? Because Shad's there, dude. You know how many fights I started that he finished? Like, it's awesome. Actually, after the show, we're all going out. Aaron's buying drinks. Rashad's finishing fights. Come on down. Get your fill of alcohol and violence. We got it. One time, Rashad and I went out. Yeah, I've still got more for you, Shad. Fuck you. One time, Rashad and I went out to the bars in Old Town for Halloween. And he dressed as Fred Flintstone, and I dressed as a Magic 8-Ball, which I thought was funny because, you know, he's black, I'm white, but I was black and he was white, you know? And I was like, we're kind of like yin yang, you know? And he's like, that's racist. I was like, no, it's a thing. And he's like, oh, I thought you were making up words. And I was like, that would have been racist. But what I said wasn't racist, dude. Anyways, we go out. It was an awesome costume, okay? First off, didn't know how many people would ask me for cocaine. But it was awesome because I was carrying around this little Magic 8-Ball and I'm dressed as an 8-Ball and every chick wants to know her fortune, you know? So they come up to me, this woman's like, is my boyfriend cheating on me? And I was like, definitely. And she's like, you didn't even shake the 8-Ball. And I was like, if you're dressed like that and you have to ask, he's definitely cheating on you. Anyways, that dude showed up later, and Fred Flintstone shut that shit down. I love Halloween because I think it's a way that we can comedically, you know, express ourselves. But one time in high school, we got in trouble for our costumes. So just for reference, in my high school group, there was 8 of us. My best friend is this Indian dude from Kumar. Of the 8 of us, 5 of them have PhDs, 2 of them are doctors, and I'm doing this. But my best friend was Kumar, and the rest of us were white. And Kumar was from India because it's fucking named Kumar, and that's his real name. And we all dressed up as cowboys, and then he dressed up as a Native American, you know? Dude, cowboys and Indian, that's fucking funny as fuck, man. We were ahead of our time. So we're in the principal's office getting disciplined. And I can't stop laughing, you know? Because I'm dressed like fucking Woody, you know? And I'm getting told how racially insensitive we are by our principal, who was a black man who was named Mr. White. Like, I don't... All that shit was true. I wish I could fucking write something as good as that. But I thought we had bad luck. Us group, I thought we had bad luck, and then I grew up and I was like, oh, that's karma. that's what that was, because we were a bunch of dickheads. Like, for example, one winter, my buddy grandparents had a house in Michigan, but they were very wealthy, so they were snowbirds, so they spent the winter in Florida. And we had the week off from school because of winter break, and we decided that without their permission, we were gonna have a bunch of parties all week, a week long worth of parties. And the reason we decided to do that was not only because we had access to a house, but also because they were wealthy and they had a hot tub. And if you have access to an unsupervised hot tub in a Michigan winter, you are a big magnet, okay? So we have this party, and we have a bunch of parties, and everything's fine. We show up for the last party of the week. We go out to the back, and it smells like shit. Like really, really bad. Like we're like, someone threw up on the deck. And then we're like, did someone take a shit on this deck? And so for hours we scrub the deck because we're like, no girl's coming out here if it smells like shit, you know? So we scrub it until the smell goes away. And the whole time we're scrubbing, I'm telling everybody, I'm hyping them up. I'm like, yo, this party, we're gonna talk about this party for the rest of our lives. And we do, but not for the right reasons. Because they were really wealthy. They had this beautiful, priceless statue, replica of a statue of David, you know? Like this, you know? He was like about this big, priceless. And my drunk friend Kumar bumps into the statue and it's shattered. And I was the only person that saw it. And I can't emotionally cope with that, so I started laughing my ass off. I'm like, oh shit, dude, we fucked up. This is so bad. We go and we get the kid whose grandparents' house it is. I'm like, Nick, dude, funniest thing. That was the statue, we broke it. He comes and he looks at it and he's got the same reaction Cam did from Ferris Bueller's Day Off after Cam kicked his dad's Ferrari out of the garage. He's like, I'm dead. I was like, nah, dude, whatever you want to do, I got you. We'll get out of this. He's like, I got it. We'll stage a break-in. I was like, yo, walk me through that. He's like, we'll break the front window, we'll steal a couple things, we'll clean up really good from the party, and we'll leave. And I was like, hey man, morals aside, I don't have enough faith in our cleaning ability to invite a crime scene team in here. Like, someone's leaving a PBR somewhere, man. This is the path of most resistance. My buddy shows up, he's like, I found some Gorilla Glue. So we're gluing this statue that had dust-bustable sized pieces, okay? It's 4 in the morning, I'm shit-faced, and I've got like scales on my hand with how much glue is on my hands, you understand? But we get him rebuilt, and he looks pretty good. But the problem is, he's a black marble statue, and he's got white over all the, you know? He's like, you think they're gonna notice? It's like, they're definitely gonna notice. And it looks like someone jizzed on David, you know? So my same buddy shows up, very conveniently. He's like, throw some paint, you know? So we paint this priceless statue. But some of the glue was so hardened that the paint wouldn't stick, so we just Sharpied it in, you know? Right? 7 in the morning, he looks pretty good, so we all go home. The reason we go home is because his grandparents are coming back the next day, and like psychopaths, just when they return from a months-long vacation, they're throwing their Christmas party. And we all have to return to the scene of the crime with our parents. So we show back up. Remember, I'm charming as fuck, so I'm tasked with Grandpa, you know, just to make sure Grandpa doesn't go near David, you know? At one point, Grandpa and I are out on the patio, and he goes, son of a bitch! And I was like, what? He's like, I paid this guy, he told me he came and stained our deck. There's no stain on this deck. And I was like, oh fuck, I washed the stain off your deck, dude. I spent hours scrubbing that deck, and you paid for that smell, bro. And then 6 years went by, and nobody said anything about David. And then one day I'm hanging out with the kid and his mom calls. She goes, hey, you know anything about that statue of David at your grandparents' house? I was like, yo dude, commit, okay? We're fucking 6 years in, no one's finding out it's us. And he's like, yeah mom, I don't know what you're talking about. She's like, think really long and hard, because they're gonna fire their housekeeper. And we're like, we should come clean, you know? So we come clean, we go over to his grandparents' house. It's always weird when someone that's not your grandparents is like cussing you out, you know? Because up front, you're respecting your elders, but in the back of your mind, you're like, fuck you, bitch, you know? And then she asked, she said, I have to ask, where did you get it professionally refurbished? And I lost my fucking mind. I was like, we don't deserve known art! That's held together with Gorilla Glue and train set paint and a little bit of Sharpie, okay? She was like, well, if the stand-up doesn't work out, you have a future in art restoration. And then she doubled down. She's like, aren't actors supposed to be handsome? I was like, I'm fucking charming as fuck, lady! Fortunately, the stand-up and acting career has worked out. Thank you. I'm fucking living my dream, guys. I really am. Sometimes the dream is not what you thought. Like, so we're writing these movies, right? Me and this guy that I work with. And we're writing a horror movie. And I know you're wondering, why are two comedians writing a horror movie? And that's a very good question. The answer is because he sold it. He sold it, the check cleared, money's in the account, and we were like, fuck, we better write this horror movie. So we're flying home from Orlando. He tasks me with what he calls fun job of coming up with all the ways I'm gonna kill these characters, right? So I'm on this flight, I'm watching whatever slasher films on American Airlines in-flight entertainment, and I'm brainstorming all the ways that I would kill these people. And I'm having a good time, I'm like laughing. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, one guy will put a hook up his ass or something, you know? And then I make eye contact with a woman sitting next to me. And, because we've all been on a flight, you're not just looking at your shit, you're looking at what they're doing, you're watching their movie. And she hits the flight attendant button. I was like, I can explain, you know? I turn off the flight attendant button. She hits it again. I was like, listen, this is a whole misunderstanding. I turn it off again. She turns it on again. I was like, I'll fucking kill you, okay? But what I learned and what surprised me was her ideas were way better than mine. Oh my God. I was a fucking amateur, you know? We're having like a death camp powwow in row 13, you know? And then she lets it slip. She goes, I want my man to be chopped up by a boat propeller. And I said, your man? What are you talking about? Because I'm writing a horror movie, you're writing a fucking Dateline episode, okay? And I'm hitting the flight attendant button, she's like, I can explain. And I always thought it was weird how they put terrorists in those Ziploc hand ties, you know? Turns out, real tight. Real tight. Charm doesn't work on everybody, okay? You can't just talk your way out of everything. But no, I'm 12 years into my comedy journey, and a lot of times people ask me, they're like, why comedy? And the answer is because I wasn't always happy, you know? And comedy always pulled me out of it. And, you know, I've lost a lot of really good friends to suicide, and what I can say about that is if you're ever feeling suicidal, talk to somebody. And if somebody ever talks to you and says that they're feeling suicidal, listen. Because you never know when a conversation can save somebody's life. You really don't. So this one time in high school, I was gonna kill myself, right? Don't be weird, okay? It's a true story, you know how it ends, I'm right fucking here, okay? So I was gonna jump up this bridge, right? And then right before I did, I called the suicide hotline, and it was busy. And the fact it was busy saved my fucking life, because I started laughing my ass off. I was like, I can't kill myself now, I gotta run this bit a couple times. So I called my mom picked me up, she's driving me to the hospital. Weird car ride, okay? Because the windows were up, the radio's off, and my mom was insisting on making like the world's worst small talk, you know? She's like, so, what bridge were you gonna jump off? I was like, the one in the park? She's like, that's a nice bridge. That's a nice bridge. You have a good taste in bridges. Then I'll never forget. She goes, you know, I don't think that fall would have killed you. It's like, ah! Fucking can't do anything right. No, but it was when I started laughing at stuff that I realized everything started to turn around, you know, and I realized that bad luck was just a construct of my own making, you know, and I just decided I was done having bad luck, okay? It's a mindset shift. Now, I don't have bad luck. Like, for example, 2 nights in a row last year, I got mugged. Yeah, no. Never been mugged before. Separate parts of town. The second time, my first thought was, no way. And then my second thought was, hey pal, this ain't my first rodeo, okay? I told all my friends I got mugged 2 nights in a row. They all said the same thing. They said, sounds like you got some bad luck. I said, maybe I just look like I have a lot of money, okay? Or maybe I just look like I could get easily beat up. I get it. From the right angle, I look like a young Bill Gates. I get it. Half of you are like, he does kind of look like a young Bill Gates. The other half of you are like, I could beat him up. No, man, I don't have bad luck. I don't have bad luck. Here's another example. A few years ago, I met this woman. She was way out of my league, but I'm a one-on-one conversation 10, you know? And she's like, so what are you doing here? I was like, I live here, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, we're from San Diego, we're just in town for this work thing. I was like, do you want to get a beer after? She goes, oh, bad luck. My team and I, we're all flying back to California. I said, I don't believe in bad luck, so I'll see you around. And that creeped her out. It really did. But then, a few weeks later, I'm at a bar in Scottsdale, and there she is again, you know? She's like, Forbes, what are you doing here? I was like, I live here, what are you doing here? She's like, I'm in town for a bachelorette party. I was like, we're literally in a bar, can I buy you that beer? She's like, oh, bad luck, our party bike just got here. I was like, I don't believe in bad luck, so I'll see you around. So 6 months later, I'm in California, walking alone on the beach at night like a psychopath. There's one other person on the beach, and it's her. She's like, Forbes? I was like, what are you doing here? She's like, I live here, what are you doing here? I was like, listen, there's a bar just down the road. You know what she said to me? Better luck next time. So a year later, right? I'm in Sky Harbor International Airport, not a small airport. I'm just landed, I got my headphones in, I got my bag, I'm walking out of the terminal. This woman walks in front of me in like slow motion. She's like, Forbes? I was like, hey lady, you're creeping me out, okay? She's in town for a layover. I was like, cancel it. She's like, why? So I can go have a beer with you? And I was like, I don't know how you're gonna look destiny in the face and just say no like that, baby. I'm sorry, this is what your destiny looks like. I hope you like chest hair, you know? We walk over to the ticketing counter. She's like, my flight leaves at 9. Do you have anything that leaves later? She's like, I got something that leaves at 7 in the morning. She looks at me, and then the ticketing agent looks at me and looks me up and down and back at her as if to be like, this is the dude you're changing your flight for? And I was like, hey lady, I'm sorry as fuck, dude. Thank you guys so much. I can show to people to get paid. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're doing here tonight. So, a couple of things. So, don't do that. I would appreciate it during the taping if you guys didn't heckle. If you guys have heard some of these jokes, which you have, some are 12 years old. Don't say the punchline before I